All right, so I wanted to talk about this as well because I was gonna avoid this topic. I wanted to avoid it because I'm like, the community can't be misinterpreting it that hard. And then I learned the community is completely misinterpreting it. And it's like I've seen post after post, I've seen message after message, I've seen a few comments saying it too. I've seen a lot of talk about this statement, and it's just a weird one. So I wanted to talk about it and exactly break down what they meant. I also wanted to add on this video so you at least had a lot of things to kind of know about how the next collaboration will be handled, when it's handled, and everything. If you are looking for that or caring to at least hear what is the plan when it comes to it. Because again, last year, Shift Up told you when Nier was coming. This year, they really haven't publicly said it outside of interviews and things that are not through Twitter or, again, themselves on stream and such. So I thought I'd talk about it. Pretty much new to the channel, like and subscribe. It helps out a ton. And yes, this is real comments, and yes, real people think this. So let me just clear it up and clear the air. So this was, again, the dev notes. We talked about this already. I broke down the section of the reruns. Reruns are changing. Very cool stuff altogether. And it's going to be a thing for every year. Reruns will be handled differently. And it's not just that. It's like every year, past a year, until the game chooses to do whatever. You will have different sort of reruns, and it'll be like that. But when it came to a major topic, right? Collaborations were a big point for this game. You have to realize that whatever it was, Chainsaw Man was a very big update. And then Nier was a huge update. Following those two kind of successes, again, you didn't get what you did with Nier during Chainsaw Man, but Chainsaw Man was a very big update for the game, all right? After Nier, that's where like the game toppled when it came to collaborations. ReZero was a very poorly performed collaboration. It did 14 million. You then had Evangelion on its first month and second month together. The month's revenue together was like 28 million. The issue is most of that money isn't from the collaboration. It's from people consistently buying packs, consistently buying for updates, and there was like 3 gacha skins in there, and there was like blah blah blah, and so on and so forth. There was a lot in there, right? So theoretically, it wasn't exactly like Anniversary. The Anniversary in 1 month did 28 million. Now imagine 2 months of different things, right? It's a different number. So collaborations are known to be something in Nikke where you either like them or you don't, right? And as we've seen, we've had one where it was like iffy, going into like the greatest collab ever, Nier, then iffy into, for again, revenue-wise iffy. But they stated on this and made this a point 3 times now. They first made this a point in interviews. They said clearly, yeah, you know, we made a mistake. It wasn't as good. We were hoping to make it better, but we were limited, and we couldn't get to the players' expectations. They then made a statement during their entire like yearly or this year's first ever, right, report for investors. They told them, hey, it wasn't what we expected. We expected to do more. We're sorry. We're gonna adjust plans in the future. And then the third statement, now publicly towards the player base, apologizing instead of, again, interviews or, again, to investors, now to the community. Hey, we're sorry. This is what happened. But the way this is being turned into is, so here's what it says. Over the past 2 years, we've collaborated with various esteemed works. We've gained valuable insights with or while journeying alongside commanders. Through surveys, we've identified a notable difference between the works of commanders like and or what they like, and again, how they wish to see a collaboration in Nikke. First, they do listen to surveys. If you've been saying, you know, the one option, I think it's like not sexy enough. I think that's one of the options, or not. There's 2 options: not sexy enough and then not appealing, right? A lot of players have been ticking those options 24/7, and for collaborations like this, they're like, I wonder what it says in like the back end when it comes to like the stats. I know most of my community and a lot of people have been doing that. So I was like, is it like 80% of people say not sexy enough or not appealing enough? Hence why they took this seriously. Taking this into account, we are planning future collaborations to better align with your preferences and deliver even greater satisfaction. However, collaborations typically require over a year of contractual agreements and preparation involving highly complex procedures. This one line is getting players so bent out of shape, and they're reading it wrong. So how players are reading this line is, oh, that means we're not getting a good collaboration for another year, dead game. Or, oh, we're not getting a collaboration for another year, rip. That's not what that meant. What this statement was basically, when Nier came through, okay, or when, ReZero came through, and they had that dud happen there, that's when they realized, okay, we fumbled. Why they're saying this 1 year part is because they knew they've already fumbled, okay, with ReZero. They couldn't swap out Evangelion. They didn't have enough time to swap out Evangelion. It was a thing that they had to commit to. They already had contractual obligations. They can't swap that. And they already knew that, you know, maybe they've already designed it. They've already pre-tested it. They've already, again, talked to the IP holder and said, is this what you want? IP holder said, yes. Don't change it. Boom. They couldn't do anything. So that's why the last collaboration may have not came to standards there. But your next collaboration, most likely, all right, because think about it, is with obviously Shift Up's own IP. Most likely your next collaboration will be fine. The collaboration after that will then go into the terms of their own things. Because the next collab, there is no terms other than Shift Up deciding what they want to do. The next collab has already been kind of hinted at and almost confirmed that it is Stellar Blade. Because again, Stellar Blade does collab. They've already talked about it in interviews. It's coming soon, but STFU, please don't talk about it because we're trying to make it a surprise that you guys keep bringing it up. They've already said multiple times in interviews that it's happening, but like, get off our back. We have to go through an Annie. We have to go through Christmas. We have to go through New Year's, and then I can talk to you about it. So they've already said this multiple times. This is your next collab. So they're obviously, with this contractual thing, there's not much here to really handle. It's their IP. You're going to get fan service. You're going to get what you want. It's going to be like Nier, okay? Following this collaboration, that's where they can, again, now after the dud of Evangelion and the dud of ReZero, that's being planned in a much different way. And they're approaching those collaborations up and coming in a different way. So basically, next summer, when we get the entire summer banner, the collaboration after should now be focusing on fixing things and to focus on the pipeline of when they were dealing with the duds last time, okay? Because again, Stellar Blade, can't really say much. It's Shift Up. You can't fumble that one, right? It's basically theirs. And you've seen how much they've done. Have you seen Nier in Stellar Blade? It's insanity what they did with Nier and Stellar Blade as well. So they know what they're doing with the collaboration up and coming being Stellar Blade. You already know it's going to be a good IP. You already know it's going to be a good collaboration. You already know it's going to have whatever you've been looking for. That not sexy enough thing you've been ticking in every survey known to mankind, that not appealing enough, this will bring you that appealing, that sexy enough, or whatever. That's how this will operate, all right? And again, there's been plenty of information about this. It's been still coming out over the past few months, and they've mentioned it, like the CEO himself has mentioned it in an interview 10 times, like, stop bringing it up. I know it's coming, but I'm not going to bring anything about it. I'm not going to talk about it soon. I'll give you information as we get closer and as we pass our bigger banners, and then I can talk about it, but that's there. So how it's going to work is, again, this, yes, they couldn't fix Evangelion in time. It was already done. The contract was already kind of formatted. And again, I told you right away, when Tower of God got it, I was like, hey, they probably, Level Infinite said, we can just give it a Shift Up while we're at it. Two birds, one stone, get like a nice little package deal together. That's why, again, at that time, it was kind of like speculated that Evangelion was coming, and it was, right? So again, if you were hating on the aspect of what Nikke collaborations are, I think that up and coming with Stellar Blade also, you will see a turn, and I do think they'll do better there. Especially, again, now they have to please investors. Before they didn't have to, right? Yeah, they were just relying on your money, but now they have to in order to keep things afloat and kind of please everyone at the same time. So again, based on your expectations this far, we aim to establish a more refined partnership framework and deliver even higher quality collaborations in the future. Over here, since your feedback plays a significant role in selecting collaboration projects, we sincerely encourage you share your thoughts through surveys and various other channels. Your input is invaluable to us. So again, in the future, you could see collaborations that you've been requesting. There's a lot of IPs that are on those things that are like community sentiment that they're cool for, right? Like my comment section, I've seen millions of people saying like, hey, I'm stretching at millions, but you know what I mean? A lot of people saying, hey, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, hey, Kill la Kill, hey, High School DxD, hey, what are the other ones? There's a bunch that I've been seeing. What's that one? It's a different game. It's not Nikke, it's a different game. I've been seeing the Azure Lane. I've been seeing that. I've been seeing a lot of different IPs again, brought up in my comment section and on Twitter. I've been seeing a lot of people saying it there as well. A lot of people that want to see these IPs. Black Lagoon, I was listening to that talked about. I've seen a lot of IPs brought up and stuff like that. So there's a lot of potential in the future. Don't write off collaborations as mid. The next one automatically should be a really good one. It should be a really good one. And again, we'll see exactly how they do things here. They didn't address, by the way, the triple collab issue, which is like the 3 characters in the 4th one. But again, it's not a bad thing if they just compensate more. They did the Evangelion collab, I guess, fine, but it was still less than Nier. That's the craziest part, right? And plus, we didn't go grossing. Because we didn't go grossing, and because we lost like 2-3 multis with Evangelion and ReZero, right? They both didn't go grossing. They both also didn't give away as much as Nier did. So if they were to give away as much as Nier did and do everything like that, you could say 3 is fine, but I understand both sides of that too. So they never addressed that per se, but as of now, so I want to talk about this, give you my take again, give you the plan change when it comes to collabs, starting with basically Stellar Blade, already their IP, you'll see the change. Then up and coming when it comes to next year, summertime, after that, you will see the change, and so on and so forth. Trying to adjust and trying to make players happy more than go with what they've allotted to themselves, right? That's it. Take care, have fun. Peace out, enjoy it.